In this Sex Ed for Teachers video, we're going to be talking about sexting, online photo sharing, and online safety. It's important that we take a harm reduction approach. Many schools haven't been handling this issue the way we know, according to research, is the best way to get students to actually prioritize their safety, knowing that they are going to participate in online life. Let's not bring in police officers. Let's not create a fear-based environment. Let's help students understand both the risks and benefits of online sexual activity and how they can have fun while still keeping themselves safe. When we're teaching students about online safety when it comes to sex, including sexting, photo sharing, conversing with strangers, anything, it's important to take a harm reduction approach. Like in all things sex ed, we know abstinence-only approaches don't work. Yet this is where we've largely been around sex education on this topic. Some students are going to choose to sext or send sexual photos of themselves. We can help them strategize how to do this safely. For example, should the student have a conversation with a partner or the person who's receiving a photo about what they want done with that photo in event of a breakup? It's important that we talk to students about strangers online, that there are people out there who are engaging in behaviors known as luring or in other ways trying to engage in sexual activity with people much younger than them. Students usually already know, but it's important to emphasize that it's often easy to mask who you really are online, and we have to be careful about who we engage with and what kinds of information and photos we share. Having said that, in the context of relationships with people we know folks are sending sexual messages and photos. So our job is to help make that safe, focus on pleasure, and focus on consent. For example, students can think about things like what parts of their bodies to show, and maybe keeping distinguishing features and their faces out of photos. Most importantly is to not do the thing that schools often do, which is to say, if photos of yourself surface later, you've ruined your life. We never want to send those messages to students. Rather, we can say that it might be uncomfortable or unpleasant if things get shared without your permission, so be careful what you share, and importantly, help build a culture of respect and care by putting the focus back on consent. So rather than saying, be careful what you share, we also have to say, be careful with what gets shared to you, and be honoring and respectful of the people who choose to share something personal with you. We can also emphasize safety. There's new research that talks about how during the COVID-19 pandemic, a lot of folks who were against sexting encouraged young people to engage in sexting because it facilitated physical distancing. We know, of course, that there's a lower risk of STIs and pregnancy if people have sex mainly online. So there might be some safety benefits as well as risks. And we can think about how we want to teach these things with students, emphasizing pleasure, safety, consent, and knowing that they can be in charge of their sexual lives in an empowered way.